It's another Xenu week, so you know what that means. It's time to make another one of these lazy tier lists where I just rank all of my own stuff and people listen to my opinions, and it's mostly me listening to it. And I'll actually, okay, first I have to complain about this. What is the deal with Tier Maker? Like, why is it always like these like ranking like women stuff? This one looks good. I want to look at this one. I don't get it. It's like that's what it is every time. There's at least like always 3 that are like related to like gooning related like this, like ranking stuff. Like I don't get it. Like who goes on this like website to like rank stuff like that? Hang on, I do want to look at this. Okay, I don't know who a lot of these people are, but this is relating to a meme, a Deltarune meme. I don't know who like 80% of these people are. That's funny though. Donald Trump, he would not survive Asgore's Broken Truck. Anyways, yeah, so I made a tier list. This is a tier list. This was done during the like 2023 Xenu week where I ranked all the Xenoriginal games. This time I'm only ranking the modern games, meaning ones in between, like the modern Xenu 1 to like the Carson games. So it's like all the games that are listed here. Just because, to be honest, all those old games I don't really have much to say about that like changed since then because I don't really replay them a ton. But yeah, this is just one kind of an intro one to like explain what I think of all the games and see kind of if my thoughts have changed at all. At the end of the video, you can actually see all my templates. They're all Carson and Xenu related. That was from the first Xenu week. That was the one I did with my friends. I don't know what that one is. That's the I think you should leave one. That's another Hans one. That's a Kirby one. I'm gonna quickly, I know I'm already getting off topic. There was a Kirby tier list video I made that I completely filmed or recorded and then deleted it because it was kind of bad. This one I guess is just the Haunted Universe because look at that. I think this is just Carson characters. One of these I recorded myself. I think it was that one. Oh, I guess I was going to rank how bad my drawings were. That would be a good video. Because some of these things are ugly. Like, what is that? What is that? What is that? That's okay. Okay, I'll do this one later. Okay, the Kirby one's not here. You know what? It's my video, so I'm just going to rank these ones before even doing the Xeno one. Kirby's 20th Anniversary. Iconic. It's the first one I ever played. Kirby's Adventure. I like Kirby's Dream Land more. Air Ride, I haven't played it. Amazing Mirror, I like it a lot. Battle Royale, haven't played. Block Balls, Descent, but it has some issues. Let me also go into presentation mode. Blowout Blast, I haven't played, and I don't know how to now that the eShop's down. Canvas Curse is, okay, iconic. I really like it. I think it's underrated, but I can't put it higher than that. 64 is one of my favorites. This one I never played. This one I've, like, barely played. This one's okay. I'd put it around the same as Adventure. They're both, like, good 2D Kirby games. There's just ones that are, like, way better. Like, Dreamland 3 I like a lot more than both of those. I just really like the art style. I really like Kirby's Dreamland. It's, like, simple, but it has a lot of passion. This game, it's fine. It's like an eShop game. Extra Epic Yarn has no reason to exist, so I'll put that there. Epic Yarn is iconic, though. Kirby Fighters 2 I've never played. This one I've barely played. I don't really care for Forgotten Land. It's a really well-made game, but I just don't really... I noticed there's a trend where all my favorite Kirby games are the ones that came out when I was little, between the DS to Wii era, so that's gonna probably be what it's biased towards. So this one, it's like, is it a coincidence the new Switch games I don't like as much? Maybe. I'll put Iconic, it's a good game. Mass Attack's one of my favorites, though. Okay, that's supposed to be top 10, I'm gonna say top 3. I don't have, because I'm already doing it. Nightmare in Dreamland's fine. It's just a remake of Adventure. Pinball Land's actually one of probably the worst game. Planet Robobot's one of the best. This one, I honestly don't remember a single thing about. I played it when it like first came out, never again. This game's really good. This game's also really good. They're honestly pretty similar to each other. This one I've never played. Squeak Squad is... Honestly, it's kind of mid. I think it's the most mid 2D Kirby game from like the modernish era. I know a lot of people like it, but I think it's just kind of basic. Star Allies is honestly also kind of mid. It's just very forgettable and it's very easy. Star Stacker I really like, though. That's like one of the ones I have a weird thing about. Super Kirby Clash I never played. Super Star Stacker I barely played. Superstar Ultra is one of the best games, I think. Superstar is also really good, but I think Ultra is better. This game I've barely played. This game I've barely played, but I actually own the cartridge. This game I've never played, and that's my favorite Kirby game. So, there's the tier list. Okay, I guess because this video is already off the rails, I'm gonna do this one too. These guys are ugly. That one's okay, I guess. That one's ugly. That one's ugly. That one's, okay. I kind of like how that guy looks. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's also pretty bad. That's awful. That's okay. I mean, it's ugly. That's ugly. That's really bad. That one looks slightly better. That's really bad. That looks okay. That looks okay. That's pretty ugly. That's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. That's okay. It's pretty bad. That's alright. That's pretty bad. The ones with color are okay. I'll put you there. I kind of like that one, how it has, like, the white and black. That one's fine. I mean, it's pretty basic looking. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's ugly. It's pretty bad. It's alright. I kind of like this guy. That one's pretty bad. He's okay. I mean, he's just a silhouette of a skeleton, but maybe no one's gonna be in the top, you know, actually. I kind of like how he looks. That one's pretty bad. That's pretty ugly. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I put you here, and I put you there also. You're okay. You're also very ugly. Yeah, you look okay, actually. You're terrible. You're supposed to be mirrors. That's pretty bad. You're pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Moonfield, it's whatever. That's pretty bad. That looks okay. That looks okay. Okay, I guess the ones I'm saying are okay, I should put in okay tier, and the ones I'm saying are pretty bad, I should, yeah. It's alright, you're okay. You're alright. That one's very ugly. That one's fine. That one's pretty bad. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's pretty bad. That one's... I guess I'll put you here. I'm biased towards Wappy and that one, so... you look okay, you got color. That one's... that's just a pumpkin. I kind of actually like this one, I'm happy with it. That's why Scarapata was based on that one. You look okay. It's pretty bad. I realize it's kind of heavy. I should save this one for the very bad ones, but honestly I really don't care about this list. Bad. Oh well, you know, it is Snap, so... Oh snap, it's Snap. That's just a ghost. It's pretty bad. That one's pretty bad. That one's, fine. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. You're alright. Terrano. That one's okay. It's a bug flying around. I kinda like how that guy looks. I kinda like how that one looks. That one's pretty bad. It's basically the same thing, but with the other design more. That one's pretty bad. Wappy is iconic to me. I'll put him there. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, now let's actually make the video. I've only been recording for 8 minutes, now I'm actually getting to the topic. Alright. This is... Okay, let me put them in order. That's Xenu 2. That's Xenu 1. I don't know why they're not in order. That's Xenu 2. That's a very Carson Sexmas. That's Rochester Halloween Hack. That's Carson 4. That's Bust. That's Sexology. That's 2 Chaos. That's Carson 5. That's Airport Bus Driver. That's 3. I'll put them in the order I made them. So it'd be Xenu 1, Xenu 2. Carson 4 would go before 2 Chaos. But Chaos and Storm, which is actually, this is Chaos and Storm, go here. You know what, this isn't interesting. I'll just do it. I'll just pull them out as I go. Xenu 1. This is from the Master, the newest one, the Chronicles of Xenu Master Reset Edition. The last time I played Xenu 1 was back in, I think, May 2024. And every time I play that game, I like it a lot, but then within a week, I'm like, this game's not that good. It's bad, blah, blah, blah. The main problem is it's very repetitious. It would be ironic if this is exactly what I said last time, because I'd also be repeating myself. The issue is Xenu 1 was designed around the idea of all the routes being slightly different from each other, and the issue I don't like about it is that all the routes are very similar to each other. It's like, Xenu 1 has, like, normal completion, they're fine. Pacifist, I think, is pretty bad because it's just like slightly different tasks, but it's very similar. I think Gold, Alien's completely different, but like Speedrun is way too similar. It's just padding, and like Secret Route, I guess, is unique, but like Classic, it's like basically 5 routes that involve going into buildings, looking for stuff, and it's like all the same locations, and it feels very similar. I still like it a lot, but it's like every game I think I've made since it is honestly better. I think I would put it in mid-mid. I've talked about it before. It's like, would I want to remake it again, make it a 5th time? No. I think at some point you just leave it how it is, and like you have to be happy with how the state it's in. Glorious. It's honestly, even as good as some of the Carson games have become, it's still going to be probably my favorite game for a very long time. Something about like the process of like planning a game from scratch and then slowly making it over the course of 2 years to like exactly how you pictured it in your head. Why are these selected? Making it like exactly how you view it in your head. It's like very satisfying and very fun to see like the finished product. Like I still remember like being like a senior in school and like writing on notes on my phone for like ideas for routes and like slowly working on like the SL Labs routes and like underground routes over the summer and stuff like that. Like it, I don't know. That's like the game. I feel like that was like, I don't know. I don't really need to explain it. Like if I'm watching this video, I already know I like Xenu 2 so much. It's I think still like the gold standard for like every game. Like the best Carson games are basically like just kind of similar gameplay to Xenu 2 routes. And I've released a few updates for Xenu 2 over time, like changing some tech stuff and like some bug related fix stuff, but like I'm not planning on making a remastered plus. I kind of wish what I had done was been better about like saving backups, like saving different ones, because I think it would be fun to go back and see like old builds of the game. I don't think Carson would have saved any of them because he used to actually play my games, but I kind of wish I could go back sometimes and see like old stuff that like got scrapped or changed, how like routes used to be set up. But yeah, Xenu 2 is probably gonna remain the best game until maybe like Carson 10 or until the Journey West is done. I guess speaking of, the Journey West is... Which one is it? Oh, hang on. It might not be here because it's a JPEG. Hang on. No, wait, there it is. It's just impossible to see because it's a black image. The reason why, these are the images I took from the itch.io website. This is used in the game. The circle's used to make like a flashlight effect around you, and I just uploaded that as like the picture on like my page for the Journey West. So the Journey West is still in development. At the time of recording this, which I'm recording this in July, I'm like still working on Chapter 7. I haven't like touched it for like a month because, you know, like I kind of lose interest at points, and I don't want to force myself to work on stuff. But I think the Journey West, when it's done, will be better than Xenu 2, probably. I think I haven't ever sat and like played the entire game through all at once, the same way I have for like Xenu 2. I kind of do it chapter by chapter. Like I think I've played like chapters 1 to 5 together, and like chapter 6 on its own. But I really like it so far. I think it has like a lot of varied gameplay. I think it's better written than some of my other games. I also think it's like really expanding along with like the story, which is what I want, like background stuff, because like Xenu 3 is really going to be like the culmination of the Journey West plots and like Carson game plots. The Journey West, I would now put it in iconic. I think I'm really proud of it so far. I'm really happy with what I have. And I don't know if Chapter 7 will be done in time for Xenu Week. We'll see. If it is, it's going to be one of the videos later. It'll probably be a video where I like play all of Chapters 1 to 7, but I don't want to make promises. Let's see. Carson 1 is... oh wait, if I'm doing them in order, I'm already out of order because Carson 1 came while Xenu 2 is in development, whatever. Carson 1. Carson 1 is very quaint in comparison now. It's really funny looking back at it. It was like a game I made in like 6 hours because Carson told me to make a game. Well, he said to make a game called Carson Gets a Backbone, but he said like make a game about that, and I said make a game called Carson Gets Sexiled. Okay, I will, and then I did. I think I still really like it. It's not like, it's like, oh no, I'd put it there. I mean, it's like 5 minutes long. It's pretty simple. It's fun, but I can't really compare it to like any of these games that are like way longer than it and like have way more like variety going on and stuff like that. Carson 1 is like a nice intro to the series for how simple it is, and it's kind of quaint. And I feel like I do a good job of like representing it still and not acting, like not kind of forgetting about it, even though like it's not my favorite game or anything. Like there's still a lot of references to it. But you know, it's basic. It's the first game. It's basically like the equivalent of like classic route in Chronicles of Xenu. Like it's iconic, but it's not like the best thing ever because a lot of other things have improved upon the formula. The second game, this one with Cal Clare, the second game is it is iconic. I will say that it is really what defined the series. But I think the highest I put it in is mid. I know it's Carson's favorite because he's like a contrarian. And so when I was like, Carson 2, not that good, blah, 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 he said it's the best one. It's definitely the most popular, like has the most views on YouTube and has the most downloads. But, yeah, I would say Xenu 1's better than Carson 2. Carson 2, I like how much of it's based on Subterfuge, which is kind of funny. That was actually back when we played Subterfuge, because now the game's so laggy we don't bother. But that was like basically just a bunch of inside jokes and I made a whole game out of it. It like introduced the like concept of using real people for villains, which I kind of don't like anymore now, but it's kind of too late. Introduced a bunch of iconic stuff. It introduced like Have a Nice Trip. It introduced Tough Luck was in the first game, but it introduced like Oh Noah. It introduced Sea Battle. It introduced the Sea Battle theme. It introduced like the Wise Bird. It introduced minions. It introduced like really like everything that's like in the series style now. Like it really was the most like it was like the foundational game. And for that, it's a good game. But it's just, like I like every other game more than it. Where's the third one? This one. Rochester, this is the one that at the time I thought was like way better than both of them. I think I'd put it in Descent now. I still really like it. I like how it's like you can do the areas in any order you want. I like the two worlds aspect a lot. It is actually really funny how much that's inspired the lore now, because like the Dark World and Light World are like definitely canon in Xenu. The fact there's like two worlds. It like that also is like the second game probably that like really set in motion like the rest of the series, because it introduced like the concept of the Dark World, introduced how it's like connected to the Light World. It introduced there's probably more stuff it introduced. I mean, a bunch of characters that like keep coming back, like Egley and like 4600 Hudson. It like kind of started the idea of there being like Fullers based on the Fullers in Xenu 3, which is why they're like the specific insects. I would say that game's like equally as fundamental as Carson 2, kind of in a way, because that also adopted like the structure of like going to different sub areas instead of it being like a linear thing like Carson 1 and Carson 2 kind of are. I think I'd put it in Descent. Like, we'll see how these tiers are. They might be a bit skewed. Maybe I should have added, like, I don't know if I needed to add, like, another one in between or something, but we'll see. I guess I'll start doing Chaos mods, because Xenu Moves in a PSU came out, but in between. I'm gonna be honest, I mean, it's not a bad game, but it's like a game I made in an hour. It's 2 minutes long, it's very basic, there's barely any gameplay. It's really just like, the only reason I made it was to make the maps ahead of time, and to see if I could make a game in 1 hour, which like I could, but it's very basic. I like it. It's kind of funny. It's like the first time we saw like Lindsay and Whitney. It's the first time we saw the roommates. We saw them in that game like a full year and a half before I made Carson 7. It introduced technically it's the first appearance of H.H. Xenu, even though like at the time he wasn't even named H.H. Xenu until like 2024. But it is still actually kind of funny how much stuff came from that game. But yeah, not that good. Chaos and Storm. Where's Chaos and Storm? This is the same one. It just has more Duke Fullers. That's also... I'm Honestly, I might put it here because Chaos and Storm is it's fun. For one, it feels very simple compared to like the heights that the others reach. It's like one event every like 2 seconds instead of like an event every like 1 second, like it is in all the others, which doesn't sound like a big difference. But like Chaos and Storm, the only difficulty is you can't save really, and like every other game is way more chaotic and way more difficult compared to it. It's kind of just like boring. Like the most notable thing is the giant quiz at the end with 30 questions, which I actually can't believe Carson like played Chaos and Storm because I think I remember him like getting to the quiz and asking some of the answers. So I'm like surprised he got that far. But yeah, this is like easily. Well, I would say it's the worst Chaos mod, but there is the elephant in the room. We'll get to that. But it's kind of boring. I've like never replayed this game after playing. I haven't played any of the Chaos mods again after recording them for the videos because they're not very fun, to be honest, like by design. But yeah, Chaos and Storm is just like very unnotable. Like it didn't really. I mean, it set in motion the other Chaos mods, but it's like it didn't really bring anything new to the series. It kind of just like remade the first one in a setting that's kind of different and more challenging. So next in the order would have been Carson 4. I remember at the time, like I was looking back at my old video, I said I thought Carson 3 was better than Carson 4. I wouldn't say that anymore. I think it's still Descent, though. Carson 4 is kind of weird. It feels like the Black Lamb to me, because the Black Sheep, because for one, it's like kind of better made than the other games. It like looks more professional. It still has like weird parts to it, but it like has like decently made bosses. It has like maps because they're template maps, so they actually look pretty good. It has like a lot of new gameplay mechanics, like the heat rooms and like the underwater stuff and the two-player. Like the two-player was like a big task to get working. And it's like weird. That was like Carson 3 had like a lot of effort in it, but Carson 4 is really when like effort really started going to these games. Like I started treating them as like, instead of treating them as like a side thing to work on while I was doing Xenu. I guess at this point Xenu 2 would have been done, so now like this was the main project because, fun fact, I started both of these games on the same day. The Journey West and Carson 4, and obviously I finished Carson 4 before the Journey West like early chapters, but yeah, I guess in that way they are still like, I usually do a Journey West chapter and then a Carson game, but yeah, Carson 4, the other reason it's a black sheep is I literally remember nothing about the development of this game. There's like moments when I go back and think, I can remember like, I remember sitting in the library working on Carson 2 and making like the Sea Battle game. Which, fun fact, the Sea Battle game was used to test the programming of Mimi and Edix's fireballs in Boss Rush. Fun fact. I can like think about Carson 3 and be like, I remember sitting in the library again, because that's where I'd always go when I was a freshman. I remember sitting there and making the Citadel sprockets. I remember watching like someone's live stream about Ban Ban while I was making that, actually, because I was like Ban Ban Mania in 2023. Anyways, Carson 4, though, when I think about it, I have absolutely no memory of making this game. I feel like it kind of just showed up. The only fun fact I remember is I scrapped the Founding Fuller fight. It was supposed to have 5 phases, but I made it 3 because I was getting lazy and wanted to finish the game. And that's the reason Founding Fuller kept appearing in games, was because in Carson 5 I had to do the other 2 phases. And that's kind of like what inspired him to be like this returning foe. But yeah, I have no memory of this game. Like I don't remember really anything about the programming yet. And like Carson 5, I remember details about. Like I remember making like the mini games and stuff. But this game, I feel like it kind of just showed up out of nowhere. Anyways, I still like it a lot. It has a good. I think it has like a higher level of quality and it has like a lot of fun parts to it. And, you know, I say this about every game. It really, I mean, did inspire a lot in the series. Like, all the stuff with Senor being connected. It started with Senora. And it has, like, the technical first appearance of the Horsemen, I guess. Though they weren't called the Horsemen. Like, the Horsemen wasn't a concept until Carson 6. But, like, that game, like, they do go back to those plot points a lot. It is kind of funny, because that game being set in the past actually doesn't really matter. Because a lot of those characters in that game are just, like, also running around in the present. As if, like, it didn't even matter that it happened, like, 200 whatever years ago. Anyways, 2 Chaos, 2 Storm. It's also not that good, but it's better than these 2 games. That was really where the game started getting chaotic, because it made it so sound distractions play automatically. I had the micro games which I like. It's also weird. That was technically the first appearance of Xenon in the series. Um, and I always had that fact saying it was supposed to be a beta, and I just never ended up adding more to it. So originally it was supposed to have like a way more micro games. So by the time I started making like Rochester Halloween Hack, I figured like I might as well just end it there. 2 Chaos 2 Storm though, because you can save, it's really easy. Like I have had that terrible Xenu Week video where it's like, can I beat this game without saving? It's just watching someone like bash their head against the wall playing 2 Chaos 2 Storm. Like some of those Xenu Week some of those like original Xenu Week videos are pretty bad. There's like a stupid Yum speed run. Like I guess I was lazy and couldn't think of good ideas for videos. Anyways, though, 2 Chaos 2 Storm. It's better than Chaos and Storm because it's like more challenge, but it's also kind of badly made because the micro games are like way too hard. So it basically comes down to if you get a micro game, you lose, and that's it. Next would have been... Alright, let's get this one out of the way. Stupid Yum. Okay, well, it's a bad game for two reasons. One, it can be like, blah, 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 I hate Student Union, I hate Visual Novel Village. But, like, I keep talking about it, so, like, clearly there's something about it I like. I think it's just I like having a game I hate on. The reason why it's this low is not because of that. It's because it's, like, who wants to play this game? Who wants to play, like, a lazy mod of a bad visual novel that's, like, 2 hours long and gets people's pronouns wrong all the time and looks really bad and makes, like, no sense? Like, who wants to play that? I mean, I played it for that video, but I haven't touched it since. Like, I kind of forget it exists sometimes. Chaos and Storm, like, is boring as it is. It's like, I'd rather play that again than this game, because, well, for one, I know the plot of this game way too well from, like, reading it, but there's, like, I know I made this game for a bit, but really it was only because it's like, how if I change these text files and change these graphics, I can make a mod, and then, like, I did it in, like, 4 hours or whatever, probably even less than that. And it's like, oh, I guess I have this game now, I'm gonna re-upload it. So yeah, bad game. I mean, I feel like I've talked that one to death. What's next? Carson 5. Carson 5 is... I still love Carson 5. I think it just has the best quality. Like, I mean, I said Carson 4's quality, but I think Carson 5, every single segment's fun. I think, like, the exploring the airport's fun. I think the runway has fun stuff with the race. I think the food court's fun with the like, cooking game. I think the hospital's fun. I think it's just a really fun game to play. Like, it's also very short, which is nice. Like, the other Carson games get kind of long, and that can, like, really hurt playing it. But this one's just, like, easy to start. You can probably play it in, like, roughly one sitting. And, you know, I love O'Hare Airport. Even before I realized that Georgie went to Northwestern, which is, like, by O'Hare, I, like, O'Hare Airport already had this, like, sentiment in my head as being this, like, crazy airport or something. So I still really like this game. I mean, it's why I made Airport Bus Drivers, because I wanted to do more with that setting. Alright, next would have been Rochester Halloween Hack, which is this one. Rochester Halloween Hack, I would say, is the first quote-unquote good Chaos mod, as in, like, I think it actually changes the experience. Chaos and Storm and 2 Chaos 2 Storm, you kind of play the games the same way, like, you just go about them, but it's harder and harder to focus. But this game, it actually really changes it, where there's now strategy, like, the goal is to reach the citadels. We don't have to play the citadels, you just have to reach them. But it's like, you have to figure out the best order to get the items around the school. There's no light world. You have to figure out the, like, best order to... Or is there a light world? I can't remember, actually. I haven't played this game in a while. Now I want to know, does that game have the light world? I haven't played that game in, like, forever. Hang on, I'm gonna check in my folder. Look how well organized this is. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Okay. I only played this game once, so I don't remember all the details. Yeah, so no light world. You have to go find all the items. You have to, like, manage your saves and your healing. I really like that aspect. I think it was, like... I actually kind of had, like, fun playing that one. I mean, it's a Chaos mod, so it's, like, you know, still painful, but, like, I think it does kind of require you to go about thinking of the game in a different way. It's kind of like speedrun route in Xenu 1, where like you have to kind of like think a little bit about the best order of operations to do stuff. That being said, it is still a chaos mod. The highest I can put it is like here. I can't say it's better than... Honestly, Xenu 1, I think I need to move you up. I think, okay, Xenu 1, yeah, like, compared to these games, it's better. I think I should put Xenu 1 in Descent. I still really love it. I think I'd say it's better than Carson 3. I think I'd say it's better than Carson 4 also, but I don't think I'd say it's better than Carson 5. Carson 4 and Carson 3, I like them both, but Xenu 1 is, like, beloved to me. Even if I say, like, I don't like it that much, and it, like, blah, 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 problems with repetition. I mean, it is still, like, my first big game. I really like it because of that. I was probably too harsh on it putting in mid-mid. But yeah, Rochester Halloween Hack, even as a Chaos mod, like, being the best Chaos mod, it's still a Chaos mod. There were 2 Chaos mods in a row. Next, I made a very Carson Sexmas. This is the only other good one. If Rochester Halloween Hack is about, like, strategy, this one's just about the chaos. This is probably, like, the most chaotic Chaos mod. Okay, well, besides the elephant in the room. I mean, I'll also probably put it here at the highest. I think Rochester Halloween Hack's better. A very Carson Sexmas, you kind of just go along, like, the route the same way, except it's, like, way harder and way more chaotic. But that's the game where I think, like, this, like, introduction of, like, the Santas dancing I like a lot. The introduction of, like, the new events and, like, Founding Fuller. Like, I think it, like, really... That reaches, like, the peak where it's, like, the right amount of difficulty while still being playable. Unlike that one. So... I think Rochester Halloween Hack is still more unique, and, like, because of the, like, mechanic of, like, the saving and stuff, it's more unique because of that. So I think that's probably going to remain the best Chaos mod. So that would have been the end of 2023, because I made a ton of games in 2023. Now we're approaching 2024. The first game I made would have been Xenu City Bus Driver. Yeah, it's kind of funny how quickly I wrote this game. It took me forever to write the script for Xenu Airport Bus Driver, but I pretty much did this entire game in, like, probably... I don't know, I worked on it a lot. It was across 2 days. It was right after I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. Like, within 3 hours, I was starting to work on the game. Okay, maybe not 3, maybe, like, 5 hours. I don't know. It was, like, within, like, the same day. I think I would put it here. Because I like it a lot, but I don't ever find myself replaying it. I just kind of go and watch the video for a little bit, and then I'm like, yeah, that's done. I think, I like it a lot. I think, I don't know if I talked about it, but, like, it's named after a quest that would have been in Xenu 3 about them, like, going into the city. So that's why it had, like, Blizzy and Frosty in it, as, like, Frosty's ghost and Blizzy's brain. It's kind of funny. I guess Blizzy was in a game before, but, like, it's kind of funny now, like, how important those 2 characters have become. It had Whitney and Lindsay again. This was before Carson 7, but that's really what, like, determined their personalities, where, like, Lindsay's very, very aggressive. I still like it a lot. It's, I was working on a remake of the game called Wisdom Edition that would have added, like, collectibles similar to how Airport Bus Driver does, which that game's not out yet, so that doesn't make any sense. But it has, like, collectible figures you get for, like, completing stages deathless or, like, 100%ing stages by seeing all the options. I was going to release an update to add it to that, but then I haven't decided if I'm going to commit to it or not. But here's the picture. If I made this new title screen for it that I thought was funny, where it has the Columns guy on it, because it uses Columns music. So, like, that's a pretty good title screen, right? It still has this big watermark, but we'll see if that game ever comes out. Anyways, yeah, good game, but I like some of the main Carson games more than it. Okay, so the order here, next would be, some of these games aren't out yet, but next would be Carson 6. Carson 6 is very good. I think it's better than Carson 5. Yeah, it's not better than Journey West, but I think Carson 6 is probably the best Carson game. I don't know, we'll talk about Carson 7, but I I think they really, yeah, that was one where it was like fully committing to like making a Carson game have like a grand scale. Like I made the like huge city map. It's funny how much stuff in that game is actually used in the Journey West, like the city map and the mini games and all of that stuff. But yeah, I made like a ton of mini games. I introduced a ton of my own characters. I made like this big map. It has like a ton of side quests and like a ton of stuff to do. And I really like how you can do it in like any order you want. Like I always thought that was a pretty cool aspect that there's like freedom to it. It's kind of like the closest I guess to an open world game I've made. It's I think really good. I think it's like it was like the best game in the series for like the longest time. And I think there probably were points where I thought it was better than Xenu 2 just because of how like short and concise it is compared to that game. Because like as much as I love Xenu 2, some of those routes like Blackout route and Elder Post Depths route and the real Xenu route, and some of those routes are not that good. But you know, the game's long enough. The game's like over 12 hours. It's like, what do you expect? They can't all be winners. Anyways, yeah, Carson 6, very, very good. This was also where the actual Carson stopped playing them because the finale was too hard. So he hasn't played any of the games I've made since then. Let's see. Next would have been... Okay. Chaos 5. Chaos 5, I mean, I talk about it to death, but Chaos 5 is the worst game by design. It's unplayable. It makes me want to die when I play it. It made me want to die when I had to play it twice because a ton of my footage didn't record properly. It makes me die when I think about... makes me want to die when I think about how it's like completely luck, meaning you can like beat one of the areas in one try if you get good luck, or you can play it for like an hour and make no progress if you're unlucky. It's just like a game that's designed to hate you on purpose. So like I succeeded with that, but it's like, you know, I talk about it to death, how it's like the worst game and everything. But, you know, I kind of wanted that. I mean, I have this game, but I kind of wanted a game to like live in infamy. So that is what Chaos 5 is. And that was also what killed the Chaos mods, which is that combination with like the fact that Carson 6 doesn't work well. Like I think Xenon said it herself that Carson 6's structure wouldn't work well for a Chaos mod. And I like still agree with that because like you're in a city. The Chaos mods already like don't have the mini games in them really besides Sea Battle. And it's not like a lot of the maps, it's not like trying to get someone. Like, what would it be? Like, go around and collect money around the city? Like, it wouldn't, I don't know, it wouldn't work that well, I think. And, like, Carson 7 could have had a Chaos mod, but it was also really difficult already. Because Carson 7 has linear parts to it that would have worked. Like, Iron Castle would have worked, Torrent Tunnels would have worked, Blizzard Bluff would have worked. Really, every area would have worked, honestly, except probably, like, the Galvanic part, but... I didn't make it because that game's already too hard and already too long, so... Anyways, Carson 6... Oh, I was talking about Chaos 5. Chaos 5, bad game. I've talked about it before. Then we have... Okay. Albert Reed's Sea Battle... Oh, no, Carson 7 was first. Okay. I'll get this out of the way. Sexology. It's still in development. I was thinking whether or not I was going to release Carson's 1-6, because this game currently contains 1-6 with a bunch of, like, patches and upgrades. I was thinking about whether I'd release it for Xenu Week or not. I'm not sure. I mean, it's kind of unfair to say, like, oh, this game that has 6 other games in it is better than the 6 games, but, like, it kind of is. It kind of is just basically all the other games, but, like, with improvements made to them. That being said, I still like the Journey West more. But Sexology, I honestly don't know if I'm going to end up adding Carson 7 to it, because Carson 7... is longer than every other game put together, pretty much. So it's like, do I want to spend the time porting a 5-hour game into this, or do I just like keep Sexology so it's like a Hexology where it's the first 6 games, because the name still works that way. I'm considering it. Let's see. I'll get this one out of the way. Hartford, this is the 8th Carson game. It's still in development. Honestly, I shouldn't even have it on here, so I'm not going to put it on. But game's going very slow because I don't feel like working on it. It's probably like 1% done in the last half year. So yeah, I'm really not in the mood to work on it a ton. I have like the theater intro done, but there's still like 4 shows There's a bunch of stuff in between the 4 shows. There's like a big finale part that has multiple bosses. It's going to be a long game. I wanted it to be short, but like I'm not going to try to limit myself, so it might end up being longer than 5 hours, longer than Carson 7. We will see. We'll see if it's good too. I don't know, honestly. Honestly, the game might come out. If I do a co-op in the spring, I'll have time to work on it, so it'll probably come out in like spring 2026 at this rate. So I think 2025 will be the first year without a Carson game, a mainline Carson game. Here's a segue. The best thing we're going to get is, oh wait, I didn't talk about Carson 7 yet. Okay, I'm not going to talk too much about this game because there's like a video coming out about it later that has all the gameplay, but I really like this game. This is like the only Carson game release of 2025, Xenu Airport Bus Driver. I like it a lot. I was actually really happy with how it turned out. I think it's funnier than City Bus Driver. I think it has like, it is a good representation of the series. I had my sister play it and I realized like nothing made sense to her because it relies on like every other Carson game. Since it has like characters in it and they like heavily reference the plots of other ones. So I realized nothing made sense to her. But I really liked it. I was happy with how it turned out. I think it's better written than a lot of the other games. I think it's funnier. I think there's a lot of varied like stuff you can do. I like the collectibles. I think I like it more than Carson 3. I don't know if I like it more than Carson 4 though. I don't think it's better than Xenu 1. Maybe it's recency bias, but I'm gonna put it here for now. This was I like finished this game in June, I think. So, and I'm recording it right now in July, so it's still pretty recent. Carson 7. This was September 2024. This was the big Xenu Week 2024 thing. This was the last video because I knew like the hype around it was big. Wait, who's this? Oh, I accidentally added Journey West twice. Whoops. Carson 7. Here's the thing. I've had some time to think about it. Carson 7 is too long. Like, that was the problem. That's an example of scope creep where like I kept adding ideas to it. It's like, what if I made it so there's 3 freaky fullers? What if I made it so there's like a full cons quiz? What if I made it so you have to chase him? What if I made it so there's like an entire different ending with Akara? Let me find the list. There's like a list of every single thing I added during development that like contributed to the scope creep. All changes in the middle of it. Ikara's creation was created, opposed to being like a ghost during it. She was originally just going to be Frosty's ghost and would kind of hang out around the house. But then I was like, well, if Frosty's ghost is one of those sisters' time, maybe she should be more important, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, what if, well, I don't want to make her so it's just Frosty again. So, like, instead of being Frosta, what if I make it so it's like this new character, Akara, named after Icarus? And it's like, then, she has to get a physical form. How does that happen? So it contributed to, like, needing to do all these quests to get the items for that. Molten Evil appeared way more. Originally he was just at the very end, but I made it so he appears way more and talks to you and stuff like that. The entire thing around creating the Mercurol, originally it was just in the chest in Galvanic Grounds where you find Easter Egg Lee, but because I added the Mad Xeno fight, because I added like the Chasing Fulacons thing, because I added like all that, I made it so it's like I need more items. I'll just make it so it's different now. Holy Poly was added. She was originally not going to be in the game. And when I was going to add her, she was going to be a fuller variant. Who I guess this would have been someone you fought. I don't know. Moriarty was added. Oh yeah, that's Full Original's character. Yeah, originally he wasn't going to be in it. But I decided I wanted to make him more of a villain because I kind of like him for some reason. Fullock Hans was Fullock was given like a bigger role in gameplay. I think originally he was just going to show up at the end and be like, I solved the case, blah, blah, blah. But like instead he like has the long rant about like the Fuller acolytes, blah, blah, blah. The Freaky Fullers were added. Those 3 were new. Elder Fuller was added. Originally he was just going to be dead, but I added him so he could fight alongside you. Mad Xeno was added. That was a fight that was added in between. And specifically the basement sections were added. That was like just me going off and like being like, what if I added these kind of spooky, difficult parts? So those were like completely original and like were completely added in the middle of development. So it would be interesting to see, like, I could do it as a test, like Carson 7, as it was originally meant to be made, if I just made that as like a thing, see what it take like what if I took out all those optional things. The thing is, you'd still have to fight Molten Evil, so I don't know how that'd work, because he's always been he was like planning to be the final boss for a while. But it's like, Galvanic Grounds would be completely different, because you wouldn't have Holy Poly. You wouldn't have Devilman, probably. I don't know, it would be interesting to look at that. Anyways, Carson 7, I really, really like it. It's basically like Xenu 2.5 is what Harold said. But it's way too long. It's kind of difficult to play because of how long and how difficult it is. It like kind of feels like a bit of an ordeal, to be honest. Yeah, it's kind of an anomaly, honestly. Like, it's this like massive game with like these massive lore ramifications. It has tons of content. It's like longer than like it was. I was originally gonna say I don't want any Carson game to be longer than Boss Rush, which is like 3.5 hours. But like this game is 5.5 hours, so like I kind of beat that. It kind of just it's like I guess goes to show how much free time I had during my co-op, I guess. Because I like pretty much I'd work for 8 hours, I'd come home, I'd work on this for 6 hours, and that was like my life for a very long time. Where I had this like strict deadline saying like finish the Basement 1 segment by this week, finish the blah 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 by this week. So like it worked because I made the game, but it's like it was rough development making that game. Carson 8 development to compensate has been 1% spread across 6 months, which is a lot more lax. So at that rate, we'll get this game in about 50 years. Anyways, Carson 7, good game, but Carson 6 is nice because of how short and kind of how more carefree it feels. You know, you can just pick it up and play it, you can do it in any order you want, whereas Carson 7, it's like, time to do this difficult section, time to do this difficult section, blah blah blah. Lastly, this is kind of a lame one to end on, Albert Reed's Sea Battle. This is a game I just made to make fun of the subterfuge lag thing. I finally got Carson to play it. Carson came to my house, I made him play it, and I don't think he really got it. But, I don't think he really liked it, but, the highest I can put it is, like, here. It's kind of fun to play the endless mode for, like, 5 minutes, but that's all it is. There's not really a ton it adds to the series as a whole. I thought of making a, roguelike thing. I was gonna call, like, Alice Beth Reed's Sea Battle or something, where it's like a Mary Sue character named Alice falls into the world of subterfuge and has to like build a team. There's gonna be like a roguelike where you collect specialists that like give you upgrades or stuff like that. I asked Carson if he thought that was a good idea. He said he didn't like it, so I'm probably but when has that stopped me, I guess. We'll see if I ever make it. Anyways, I keep checking the recording, but yeah, that's the tier list, and I'm gonna look at the old one. So it would have been Xeno games. Oh, never mind, I didn't save my progress. But we could look. At the time, Carson 5 wouldn't have been out, would it have? Is that Carson 5? No, that's Carson 5, it would have been out. Anyways, yeah, it looks like it didn't save where I ranked any of these games. Now that's quaint, these were the only games I'd played by that time. Now I've played like a ton. While I'm still recording, let's go to another tier list. Maybe I'll just call this like Xenoriginal tier list game plus other tier lists. Animals that could beat in a fight, that sounds good. I was thinking of making a Xenu video involving which characters can beat in a fight. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that one or not. A lobster, I could definitely beat a lobster. I guess S means I could definitely beat them. I could beat a lobster. A zebra, I don't know, they can probably kick really hard. I'd say C. Yeah, I guess that's what a lot of other people said. Oh, look who it is, it's Rick the Rat. I could beat Rick the Rat. A deer, no, same thing as the zebra, they could kick. Iguana, I could beat that guy. I can't tell how big this squid is. If I'm in the water with it, there's like no way I could beat. Or are we trying to like fight each other, or is it just like they're minding their own business and I'm like punching them? I'm gonna say A. I don't know, honestly. A bear? No way. No way. Turtle? I feel bad, but I definitely could. Tiger? No way. Well, no. If I'm like, I don't know. If I'd have like a weapon, I'd be fine. Like if you have a gun, you'd still be hard to kill these guys probably. But if I have a gun on this guy, I'd probably be okay. I would say C. I might be able to figure it out. But then I'd want to put these guys in B. Can I change them? Oh well. I could beat this guy. I don't know what I'm looking at there. Let's say D. He looks rough. No. Those guys can scratch you. Let's say B. No way. I could beat that. It's an Oriole. I could. Pandas, I don't think are very. I mean, if a panda put like its power into attacking, it probably could wreck you. But I'm gonna say C because I feel like that's low. That's like a ferret. I can beat that. No way. Those guys also can probably like maul you. That guy looks less strong than like the other ones. I'm gonna say that's like a B. Shark, no way. Elephant, no way. Snake. Who could like lunge at me and bite me? I'm gonna say C. Starfish, I can beat that guy. No way. Horses are strong. I'm gonna say C. Cheetah, no way. Clownfish, every fish I'd be fine. I mean, I could beat a cat, but I'd feel horrible. Octopus. I think I could beat an octopus. I don't think octopi are like very strong. Crab, I could beat a crab. I mean, I could beat a dog, but it's the same thing. I feel bad. Peacock, I could beat peacock. Sheep, I could beat a sheep. I could beat a swan. I could beat an owl. Is that a whale? No way. A seal. People seem to not feel confident about the seal, but I feel like I'd be fine. I'm gonna say A. Duck, I'd be fine. Cow, I'd be fine. Dolphin, I think I'd be fine. Like, I don't know how dolphins would defend themselves. A goat, I'd be fine. Oh, it's it. Okay. That was fun.